When I first saw Infamous Second Son in person, like not in a streaming window, but actually being played right in front of me, the first thing that popped in my head was like, oh my god, this is next gen. We've seen a lot of titles that are kind of anchored by the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 and subsequently scaled back because of it. This is really driven by the PlayStation 4 and built specifically for that purpose. And you can see it in the effects of the powers and also the destructibility of the environments and the scope of the world. It really does point to where next gen is going, and I'm really excited for that.
What drives the Infamous games is story and getting lost in that, and for, in the past two ones, seeing what Cole's going through and connecting with it. But for Delson's story, I think the game looks so real, and to put it in Seattle and to have it be so beautiful, it seems like something I'm gonna totally get lost in. When the demo started, what totally blew me away was how beautiful this game looks. The first thing I saw was Delson jump off a building, and his little jean jacket's flipping in the wind as he glides to the ground. But then he starts blowing stuff up, and you see the rocks fly, and you see all these animations, not just for him, but for the environment, right? How beautiful it is to go from these green treescapes, right, into the city, to see graffiti on the walls, see different districts, to see Seattle come to life. Even that Pink Elephant car wash is there.
Infamous has been really good about doing fake cities really well. Empire City was a really good rendition of New York City, and Nimue was a really good approximation of New Orleans, but Seattle, Washington in Second Son is a real place, and I've been there, and I love it, and I have friends there. So I'm really excited to be able to go to familiar locations as Delson and use the powers in those spaces, like climbing on top of buildings that I know, and taking down police state stuff around the Seattle Space Needle, and going to exaggerated versions of locales that I really love, like the Crocodile, which is just a really great club, and now it's this giant thing that you can climb and fight dudes inside of. And it's just really interesting to see how Infamous Second Son is interpreting these places that I know and love and letting me explore them from a new perspective.
There's a lot of reasons to be excited for Infamous Second Son, but chief among them has to be Troy Baker. Now, if you're not familiar with his name, you are most certainly familiar with his voice.
You are not in control.
He had a breakout year this year playing characters like Joel from The Last of Us, Booker DeWitt from BioShock Infinite, and Joker from Batman Arkham Origins.
Nice of you to drop in.
This guy is a guy who has an amazing on-screen presence and an incredible voice that is very diverse and versatile. I can't wait to see what he brings to this new character, because those other three characters are very different, and Delson Rowe is certainly a different step in a different direction.
Best 2 out of 3.
There are like a million reasons why I'm excited for Infamous Second Son. I think my favorite is kind of this new ability taking thing they've added that's almost like Mega Man, where when you defeat another conduit, you can absorb their power. And so the two that we've seen so far are Smoke, which is Delson's original power at E3, and then this Neon power they revealed at Gamescom. And it's really cool because they're totally different. They affect how you move through the environment. They affect how you can fight enemies. Kind of this special power, like the orbital strike we saw, changes when you have a different ability. And I think it's really cool because it kind of makes the game feel like your own. Like, assuming that you're able to switch back and forth between those, I can kind of make my Delson into the character I want to. There was kind of a moral choice system in Infamous 2, but here that might be replaced by the powers that you're actually using. And I think that's a really cool, like, unique way to make it feel like my experience in Infamous Second Son.
Sure, in Infamous Second Son, you're going to have a bunch of powers to choose from, but what's really exciting is the destructible environments. Cars? Check. Buildings? Check. I'm going to blow it all up. How much damage can I really cause, though? Can I blow up a whole building? Can I blow up a whole square block? That's what I'm excited to find out.
So here's one of the major reasons why I'm excited about Infamous Second Son. We know Infamous on PlayStation 3 was good, we know Infamous 2 on PlayStation 3 was even better, but what about the pedigree of the studio that makes the game, Sucker Punch? The studio has just gotten better and better and better, and Sony has identified that because they purchased the studio after Infamous came out. You might remember that Sucker Punch created Sly Cooper back in the PlayStation 2 days, did Sly Cooper 2 and Sly Cooper 3, and then worked on this very strange, very weird superhero game that we didn't really know much about that ended up being Infamous. But I think Infamous Second Son will be that breakout title, not only for Sucker Punch, but for PlayStation 4 specifically, if history tells us anything about the evolution of Infamous in particular.